Hey, peace and shalom, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters. Peace and shalom. My bad, my bad, my bad. So let me go ahead and show my face again. My apologies, brothers and sisters. I'm not sure what happened with the last live stream. I think possibly YouTube was doing an update. I'm not the most technical person, but you know, when you see the little monkey come on the screen, if you know anything about YouTube, excuse me, especially when you're live streaming, like when you try to do something, if it's something goes wrong, they have like the little monkey that on the screen that says, you know, pardon our technical difficulties. Please try again in a few minutes. In the midst of the live stream, that's what happened. So I wasn't sure if it was on my end or if it was on the YouTube's end. I believe it was on YouTube's end because that monkey is on their end. So I apologize for that. So once again, brothers and sisters, welcome to another edition of Maccabeestv. This is your brother priest Danyaahla, Lions of Israel, Maccabees Alliance Council. Y'all see the title. I definitely want brothers and sisters to get a few more of you brothers and sisters to get up in here before I get started. So in the meantime, I'm going to quickly reiterate what I just went over a moment ago because I'm going to get rid of the other video. First and foremost, as always, if you brothers and sisters are in the house, please hit the like button. Like I always tell you, the like button has something to do with the algorithm. People tend to see the video. They can tend to get more alerts that we're live, etc., etc. If they log on to YouTube, they'll see that we're live and they'll come in and participate in the live as well. So make sure you brothers and sisters hit the like button. And just for safety purposes, if somehow or another the stream crashes again, then I'm going to simply record this video and I'm going to upload it to YouTube tomorrow at some point or Wednesday the latest. Hopefully we'll get through this now, but if not, I'll record it, pre-record it, and upload it tomorrow or Wednesday the latest because I'm not really sure what's going on with YouTube at all. All right, so just again, brothers and sisters, hit that like button, hit the share button, you know, put it on your social medias and let people know that we're live. So as I mentioned before, and I unhooked the microphone and everything like that. I'm not even dealing with that right now, so it's just there. Just going old school on Hangouts right now. I got to get my OBS game up. I know how to use it, but I don't know all the technicalities with it. And this is just easier for me to get it done because it's already 8 o'clock. And I'd like to spend the rest of my evening to myself. But I promised the family I was going to share with y'all, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm just waiting for people to come back in the house. So again, share this on your social media, etc., etc. So give me a moment. I'm going to share my screen again. And this is where everything went haywire the last time I shared my screen. So let us pray that that doesn't happen again. So hold on one second. Okay. All right. Well, that went well. Let's see here. All right, brothers and sisters. So once again, I went over this on the last video. I'm going to go over it again. This is the GIFT social network. GIFT is an acronym for Gathering Israelite Families Together. They're having a 400 years concert in the park in California, in Long Beach, on June the 30th, right? So they're having a 4-day event. Day one is going to be a meet and greet, which is Thursday, June 27th. Day two, which is Friday, they're going to have Sabbath services at several different congregations, several different locations. So you probably, I guess, could pick the one that's closest to you. Day three, they're going to have fellowship and a Shabbat service. And then afterwards, they're going to have like a cookout or something like that. And you brothers and sisters can see the locations on the screen as well. For day two, the congregations that are going to be holding the Sabbath haven't been mentioned yet, unless there's an updated flyer. I don't know. So you can reach out to them. I'm going to give you their information shortly. And day four is going to be the concert itself. It's going to be at 2800 North Studebaker Road, Long Beach, California. That's June 30th in El Dorado Park West. And if you want some more information on how to contact the brothers and sisters that are hosting this event, there it is at the bottom of the screen, info@giftsocialnetwork.com. And as I mentioned before, I heard a lot of great things about this event last year. My understanding was there was close to, if not 1,000 people out there, different camps and stuff. Imagine that many Israelites coming together in one place in unity and love. It was a beautiful thing. So I heard, I saw a lot of pictures. I didn't really see a lot of videos on it, but I saw a lot of pictures, and it looked like it was an awesome event. And everyone that spoke about it spoke highly of it. So if you're interested in going to this, which you should be interested in fellowshipping with other Israelites, man, we have to come out of our bubble. The information is on the screen right there for you, brothers and sisters, okay? Right after that, July the 11th through the 14th, you're having the next Israelite Summit, the Masharah Yasha'Allah. This one is going to be in Chicago, all right? And at the bottom of your screen, you brothers and sisters can see it's July 11th, meet and greet, July 12th, Unity Camp, which is a Friday, July 13th, Shabbat service, and July 14th is going to be a cookout. Now, I went to the Masharah that was down in Atlanta the last time they had it. I believe that was in January, and it was an awesome experience. It is definitely in my top 10 experiences of being an Israelite, and I've been around for 26 plus years. And it's one of my top 10 experiences that I've been around. It was beautiful to see so many different people from so many different places and so many different camps, showing that Israel, we can come together in unity. We can be brothers and sisters. We can put aside differences. It was a beautiful thing, man. So if you miss these, you definitely want to try to get to some of these brothers and sisters, some of the events that's going on. And also, there's something coming up on September the 8th. I have the flyer, but I don't really want to inundate you brothers and sisters too much with the stuff. The Bible says, gather yourselves together. The Bible also says, forsake not the assembling together of yourselves. And there's strength in gatherings, brothers and sisters. Trust me. You know, you're in the world all week getting beat down by the world and everything in it. The whole world is against us and what we stand for. And so when we come together with like-minded individuals, you are rejuvenated and you get strength. So these events are beautiful things. Also, just sometimes come together as camps. Like I noticed that even when I go to camp on Saturday and I'm around the brothers, it's like everything that I went through during the week is kind of just like in the back of my mind. It's just good to be around brothers, man, you know, and we feed off of each other. That's what we're supposed to do, you know. I know some of you brothers and sisters, you're individualites. You don't like, you're not part of any camps and everything, which is fine if that's what you do, but it doesn't mean you can't gather with brothers and sisters, man. Come out to some of these gatherings, and meet some of your brothers and sisters that you might see on Facebook and social media, and meet them in person and see what they're like. All right. I'm going to stop sharing my screen just for a second. Hopefully this thing doesn't go haywire, man. So tell me, brothers and sisters, how am I sounding? I'm sounding okay? Things good? If everything sounds good, hit 1 in the comments section and let me know everything is sounding good. Just want to make sure that we're good. And again, I want to apologize to brothers and sisters about the technical difficulties. YouTube is a funny thing. And, this is the age of technology, so things happen, all right? I'm not going to wait too much longer to get into the presentation. I'm kind of just going to go ahead. I don't even know why I'm talking to the mic. Plug the mic out. I'm bugging. Yeah, so I don't mind. I'm not going to go wait too long for more brothers and sisters to come in. I think I'm going to get started because we were supposed to start at 6:30. That was 2 hours ago. And then it crashed. And now we're back again. So once again, last time before we go in, and thank you, brothers and sisters, for the one. Let me give a few shout outs. Organic Cocoa Bean, moderating. You know what I'm saying? D Centavo, shalom to you. Mommy Rika, shalom to you. Jeremiah Ben Israel, shalom to you. Crown Me 13, always in the building, shalom to you. Zechariah, child of the Most High. D, the blue collar scholar, shalom to you. Yeah, I'm good, King. All praises, all praises. Pianki Patah, Mutulu. Peace to you, King. You know what I'm saying? To Zariak Yahawada, Aishu PK in the building. Shout out to you. Brothers and sisters, Captain Tazariak has a event coming up in South Carolina. He can put the date in the chat if he wants, called Surviving Christianity. Just by the title alone, you should support it. Surviving Christianity. For the last 400 plus years that we've been in America, 500, we've been surviving the white man's Christianity. So I think that's going to be an excellent PowerPoint presentation. I'm looking forward to whatever it is that he's going to bring out in that. And again, if he wants to, oh, it got moved to Harlem. Okay. All right. Well, I'll come by. Hopefully, I can interview you or something and you can give the updated information, because now that means, brothers and sisters can actually come out and support it, because I think that it's a very needed topic that needs to be, we have surviving R. Kelly and all this other stuff is going on, but all of us are survivors of Christianity in one way, shape, or form. All right, brothers and sisters. Okay. So now we're going to get down to the festivities, brothers and sisters, about why we're here. I was just kind of stalling for time to allow brothers and sisters to come in. One last thing before we get started. I just want to make sure of one thing. So just bear with me 1 second, brothers and sisters. I'm going to bring this up. I want to make sure that y'all can see what's happening. I don't want you guys to miss a thing, right? I don't want you brothers and sisters to miss a thing. 1 second. Okay. All right, so I'm going to share my screen, and I want to make sure that you brothers and sisters, you actually can see it. So just bear with me a second. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if y'all could see the screen. All right. I'm going to be looking in the chat. Once you brothers and sisters tell me you can see the screen, I want you to put 1 in the chat if you can see the screen. And once I know you brothers and sisters can see the screen, we're going to get started. Put 1 in the chat. Let me know that you're seeing the screen. And once we see the screen, we're going to get started. I'm going to breeze through this because this is easy work. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And anybody that misses out, then they can always come back and watch this a little bit later. I would advise brothers and sisters, this is information that you brothers and sisters, you may not feel like you need right now, but ultimately these are things that you're going to need in the future, especially when you start dealing with pseudo scholars, fake scholars, no information having scholars like the Dagger Squad, like Garfield and everybody associated with him. Those guys are all pseudos and they don't have any information. Zero information, period, right? But they come with disinformation, and if you're not equipped, maybe you can actually get deceived by some of the crap that they bring. So I would advise brothers and sisters, if you have a pen and paper handy or whatever, to go ahead and get that and write some of this stuff down that I'm going to go into. And it's going to be really quick. I'm not going too deep. This is all surface information, but it needs to be put on the record. And if you're not able to write something down now, you might have to come back later and watch the video. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go into slide share mode. And we're going to start from the beginning. And I'm just waiting for my phone to update. Brothers and sisters, if y'all could do me a favor while I'm waiting for this to update, once again, if you brothers and sisters would be so kind as to hit the like button. Like I said, the like button will bring people into the chat. Into the video. They'll see it on their recommended videos, and they'll come on in and get some of this information as well. It's all based on YouTube's algorithm, all right? You're not hitting like because you like me. I always say that. Just hit like because you want people to get this information the same way I'm giving it to you. Okay. So starting off, let's get started. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. And I do so in the name of his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, who is Hamashiach, the King of Israel, and to whom I am forever loyal. So you brothers and sisters see the title of the presentation. The title of the presentation today is called "The Loudest Voices Usually Equal the Least Scholarship." So today we're going to take a look at Googleship and Wikiship, because that's what's going on in the conscious community. You have Googleship and you have Wikiship that's being passed off as scholarship. And not only being passed off as scholarship, but the people that's passing off this Googleship and this Wikiship as scholarship are actually proud of themselves as though they did something. So I want to demonstrate to you, brothers and sisters, today what scholarship is not. Many of you brothers and sisters are wondering, Brother Danyaahla, you had the pseudo, aka Garfield, that did almost 5 hours of a presentation on me. Why haven't you dropped your response video yet? I get a lot of that from you brothers and sisters. After watching this, you brothers and sisters are going to understand why I haven't been in no rush to drop the video. No rush. Because the presentation he gave was trash. I'm just going to get and say it. I'm not pulling no punches today. It was trash, period. That's why I haven't been in a rush to drop mine, okay? Now, let's go to the first screen. We're going to start off with a scripture. The Bible says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 28, it says, even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed as a man of understanding. Meaning sometimes before you open your mouth, you could be a fool for all somebody knows, right? But if you don't open your mouth, somebody may never know that you're a fool. But once you open your mouth and you begin to talk, a lot of times you give it away that you're a fool and you're an idiot by the words that you speak. So sometimes it's better not to say nothing, especially when you are not studied or well learned on the subject that you're talking about. Okay? Now, let's go to the next slide. Brothers and sisters, here we have a brother named Nebu Atan Ka. Now, you see the first thing at the top says backstory. I got to give y'all a little bit of a story. Got to give you a little bit of a story, all right? Before we get into the presentation, just bear with me, brothers and sisters. This is going to be good. This is going to be good, all right? Go get you something to drink. Go get you some popcorn. This is going to be good. These niggas said I was running. I'm not running. You're not on my level. Your master teacher, Dr. Clark, said I only debate my equals. You guys are not my equals on this subject. I don't have to debate you. I'm just going to teach you because none of you know what you're talking about. So here we have a guy by the name of Nebu Atan Ka. This guy's a clown. So this guy appeared out of nowhere in my inbox. All right. I didn't know this dude from a can of paint. Nothing, right? But I thought the brother was sincere. He came to me humble. And he came in my inbox and he began to ask me certain questions about certain things in history. And so I went ahead and I answered the brother. No less than 24 hours after I answered this man appeared back in my inbox and started spamming me with all types of comments and all types of nonsense that he was spamming me with. So what I did was I took a screenshot of some of the stuff that he was sending me, right? This is a screenshot of one of the messages that he sent me, okay? Nebu Atan Ka was trying to convince me that the Dagger Squad, particularly Garfield, that they're scholars, and Garfield killed me with his presentation. And so I asked him where in Garfield's presentation did he kill me with information? So like I said, he spammed me with a whole bunch of information. Here's one of the things that he said, right? I want you brothers and sisters to take a look at the second paragraph. We're going to focus on the second paragraph. And like I said, I'm not going to be here long. We're just going to be strong. I ain't going to be here long, right? So he says to me in the second paragraph, Tacitus, for those of y'all that don't know who Tacitus is a Roman historian. You brothers and sisters, if you don't know who he is, familiarize yourselves and go look him up. So he says to me, Tacitus in his Agricola 9 wrote Silurium Colorati Vultus. Then he asked me, why did David McRitchie translate Colorati as being black or brown to describe the Silures as a dark population? So y'all see I have the arrow right there. That's where I want to focus on. So the argument was that in a presentation I did in the past, I used David McRitchie as a source, his book, Ancient and Modern Britons. And so what this brother came back and told me was that I shouldn't have used that source because David McRitchie was wrong. Let's go to the next slide, brothers and sisters. Let's go to the next slide. All right. First of all, what I did was I actually have Tacitus's Agricola. So what I did was I put it on the screen so that you brothers and sisters can see that I actually have Tacitus's Agricola. When you come to the right side of your screen, right here, it says right here that I'm gonna start from the top. It says, who were the original inhabitants of Britain, whether they were indigenous or foreign, is as usual among barbarians little known. Their physical characteristics are various. From these conclusions may be drawn the red hair and large limbs of the inhabitants of Caledonia point clearly to German origin. All right. Now, here's the part that he's arguing about. The dark complexion of the Silures, there's usually curly hair. So this is the English translator. This is the English translation of what Tacitus wrote in Latin. So when you come to the right-hand side right here, you see Celerum colorati vultus. Celerium colorati vultus. This is how Tacitus described the original inhabitants of the British Isles. He described them as being Celerium colorati vultus. Let's go backwards, right? He says, Nebu Atan Ka says it's wrong. He says the translation is wrong. He's asking me, why am I quoting David McRitchie? David McRitchie gave us the wrong translation. Stay with me, family. Just stay with me. It gets a little complicated, but stay with me, right? So there it is again, right on the right-hand side of your screen. Let's go to the next screen. All right. So he's asking me questions about ancient and modern Britons. This is a book that I use. It's a very, very important book. I'll get into why a little bit later. Let's go to the next slide, right? First thing that I want you brothers and sisters to understand is this. Let's go back 1 second. Y'all see this whole soliloquy that he wrote right here? This is not his original thought. He didn't come up with this. I'm going to show y'all what this dude did. That's why the title of this video is called Wiki Shit. This brother didn't know his ass from his face. He didn't know either one. What this brother did was he went to Wikipedia, right? And as you can see right here, look in the top left-hand corner of your screen. You see how in here it says the Rational Wiki? What this dude did was he plagiarized something from somebody that they put on Wikipedia, and he came into my inbox and brought it to me and started asking me questions as though he knew what he was talking about. But I caught him. I caught him. This right here that he's asking me comes from Wikipedia. Because this person, whoever they are that's on Wikipedia that put this article together, they're saying that David McRitchie made a mistranslation of colorati vultus right here. He's saying it's a mistranslation. You didn't come up with that, Nebu Atan Ka. You didn't come up with that. You stole that. You're a thief. You're a plagiarist. You stole that. But let's go to the next slide, right? Now, I want you brothers and sisters to pay attention to something right here, right? Like I said, he stole the information. Let's go to the next slide. Now, when you look at the quote right here that he stole a quote, right? He stole a quote from this Wikipedia article. And it says, Tacitus in his Agricola wrote, Celerum colorati vultus, and McRitchie translates colorati as black or brown. Now, I want you guys to look at the bold writing right here. This guy that wrote this Wikipedia article says David McRitchie mistranslated that phrase. He mistranslated the phrase. So let's read this again on the left. Tacitus in his Agricola wrote Celerum colorati vultus, and McRitchie translates colorati as being black or brown to describe the Silures as a dark population. However, the Latin dictionary, Lewis and Short's translation translates colorati as to give color to or tinge. Now, y'all brothers and sisters, see right here. You see this little blue hyperlink right here? When you come to Wikipedia and you click the blue hyperlink right there, what happens is it will take you to the source that he used in order to write this article. So what I did was I took a screenshot of the source that he used. And when you come to the source that he used, y'all brothers and sisters, see right here, all the way to the right. You see what this arrow is right here? The word we're supposed to be looking for is colorati. I hope y'all can see that. We're looking for the word colorati because that's what Tacitus wrote. But when he takes you to this blue hyperlink to the link, he doesn't take you to the word colorati. He takes you to the word coloro. It's a different word. It's a different word. So McRitchie never mistranslated what Tacitus wrote. The problem is that this pseudo source on Wikipedia, he used the wrong definition. That's what he did. He was being deceptive. So what he did was he took you to a Latin dictionary to a different word. It's similar, coloro. It's similar, but it's not colorati. McRitchie translated Celerum colorati vultus. That's what he did. Let's go to the next slide. So what I did was I went to the Latin dictionary. That's what I did, right? Now, hold on a second, brothers and sisters, because yeah, you can see it right here. I went to the Latin dictionary, brothers and sisters. Y'all can see right here on the top of my screen, Latin dictionary. Vultus. What does vultus mean? Vultus is your face. Vultus is your face. So face. Colorati. And y'all see the word coloratilis here, coloratilis, coloratile, all those words, the same thing. What is the definition here? It means sunburned, brown, or tanned. Sunburnt, brown, or tanned. Sunburnt, brown, or tanned. That's what the word colorati means. So no, brother, Nebu Atan Ka, no, David McRitchie did not mistranslate colorati vultus to mean brown, like you say right here, because I have it on the screen together. Vultus means face, and colorati means brown. It's the right translation. He translated it correctly. What you did was you went to Wikipedia and you saw an article on Wikipedia and you didn't even fact check the author. Don't you know any crazy person could go on Wikipedia and pull and make a Wikipedia article? You have to go behind the people that do the Wikipedia articles and check their sources. Vultus colorati. Vultus colorati means face, brown. So David McRitchie was 100% correct when he translated vultus colorati. He was 100% correct. And you came in my inbox arguing me. The first day you was in my inbox, you were trying to be humble. But really, I came to find out that you friends with Garfield. And he's a pseudo. So what do they say? Birds of a feather flock together. If he's pseudo, of course you're pseudo. And you guys are so busy trying to disprove everything that we teach that you guys don't even fact check what you're using. This is very simple. I didn't go far for this. This is a latindictionary.net. You didn't even do that. You used somebody else's Wikipedia article. Hold on, let me go back. You used somebody else's work. You didn't even do your own work. This is why I be telling y'all, brothers and sisters, when y'all ask me, why didn't I hurry up and respond to these guys? For what? They're not scholars. They're not even good researchers at all. So now, that's taken care of. That's taken care of. That's taken care of. Let's go to the next thing, brothers and sisters. Let's go to the next thing. Now, the person on your screen that you're seeing is a man by the name of James Douglas. I'm just going to tell you, brothers and sisters, a little bit about the Douglas family, right? The Douglas family is one of the most prominent families in Scotland. They are one of the most prominent families in all of Scottish history, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, the Douglas family of Scotland is a black family, and I'm going to prove it right now. They are a black family. Brothers and sisters, the Douglas family, the Stewart family, the Caldwell family, and by the way, these clowns don't know nothing about none of this. They're going to go research it as I'm talking, right? The Douglas family, the Stewart family, and the Caldwell family were all intermarrying, and they're all black people. But in their desperation, brothers and sisters, to go against the Bible, this is why I've been telling you, brothers and sisters, this for months, okay? The reason why they're pushing this narrative that King James was a homosexual and he was a white man is because the average black person will then do what? Put the Bible down and run from it. Let's be real for a second. The most popular translation of the Bible is the KJV. As Israelites, we cannot run from that. Is the KJV a perfect translation? Of course not. Is any English translation of the Bible a perfect translation? Of course not. Why is there no perfect translation of the Bible in English? Because English is an abstract language and Hebrew is concrete. So when you're moving something from one language to another, especially from a concrete language to an abstract language, you will lose something in translation. And when you read the prologue to the book of Sirach, in the book of Ecclesiasticus, in the Apocrypha, it tells you that you lose something when you translate something from one language to another. For those of y'all that know me personally, y'all know that I speak fluent Spanish. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm about an 8. So I'm bilingual, and I know Hebrew. I'm not a Hebrew teacher, but I know Hebrew. But that's another thing. Now, I'm going to give you an example, right? Let's use some basic Spanish, and then we're going to get back to this. I know I'm deviating a little bit. Matter of fact, let me come out for 1 second. Let me stop sharing my screen just for 1 second. Just for 1 second. We coming right back to this. We coming right back. We coming right back. We coming right back. We having a good time. We coming right back. Now, I'm gonna give you an example. In Spanish, you would say, "Yo tengo hambre." Yo tengo hambre, right? Yo tengo hambre, literally translated, yo is I, tengo is have, and hambre is hungry. So you're literally saying, I have hungry. Now we know in English that doesn't make no sense. So if you wanted to translate that statement from Spanish to English, you got to switch around one of the words. You got to remove the word have, which is tengo, and you got to put in the word am for it to make sense in English. I am hungry. We don't say I have hungry. We say I am hungry. In Spanish, they say yo tengo hambre. I have hungry. So when you speak multiple languages, you understand that when you go from one language to another, you're going to lose something in the translation. So I say all that to say there's no perfect translation of the Bible. However, let's go back to me sharing my screen. Let's go back. However, let's start from slide share again, from current slide. Okay. However, they're pushing a narrative of a white homosexual King James. And the reason why they're doing that is because, again, if people believe he was a white homosexual, they're going to throw the Bible behind them. And you know what? I don't blame them. At 19 years old, at 16 years old, from 16 to 19, before I came into the truth as an Israelite, I put the Bible down too when I was a 5%er because I thought he was a white homosexual too. But that's pseudo. But the reason why they push that is to get you away from the Bible. And what I'm trying to show you, brothers and sisters, is you don't have to run from the Bible because the people associated with it, the families associated with the translation, no matter how you might feel about them, they were you. This is you. This is your history, and I'm going to prove it. Now, let's deal with James Douglas. As I said, James Douglas is the main person in the Douglas family of Scotland. He is a black man, and so were his children. So now what you're looking at on your screen, you're looking at a statue of James Douglas that is in the Scottish National Portrait Gallery. And guess what? To make these guys comfortable, I actually went to Wikipedia because that's their favorite place, right? Now, I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, that statue is not him. That's not him. But I'm not here to argue that right now. I'm going to show you, brothers and sisters, something. Pay very close attention to what I'm showing you. When you go to the bottom of your screen, right? When you go to the bottom of your screen, let me stop. Let me do this real quick. My bad. I got something covered it up. Now you brothers and sisters should be able to see it. When you go to the bottom of your screen, I want you to look at his children. Does everybody see his children at the bottom of the screen? His children. We're going to focus on his children because his children is going to bring us back to him, and we're going to prove that he was a black man. So what you're seeing is his children. He had a child by the name of William IV, Lord of Douglas. And he had a son named Archibald Douglas, the 3rd Earl of Douglas. He is the son of James Douglas. Okay? So what we're going to do now, we're going to look up Archibald Douglas. Let's go to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. Look what we find on Wikipedia, brothers and sisters. When you come to Wikipedia, do y'all see right here at the top of the screen? Archibald Douglas, 3rd Earl of Douglas. Let's go back. He is the son of James Douglas, who the Dagger Squad says is a white man. Archibald Douglas is the son of James Douglas, who the Dagger Squad says is a white man. Let's see what their favorite website, Wikipedia, says about his son. Watch this. Early life. And I took a screenshot of it. He was an infant when his father went on crusade and killed at the Battle of Tebla, whilst fighting the Moors, according to Walter Bauer. He was dark and ugly, more like a cocoa. Y'all see that? Let me. He was dark and ugly, more like a cocoa. So this man that was the son of James Douglas, Archibald Douglas, is described as being so dark he passed for Cocoa. Y'all see that? Now you brothers and sisters see some crap that is inside parentheses. Brothers and sisters, when you see stuff in parentheses, just like in the Bible, when you see things in parentheses, they do not appear in the original. That is the author throwing something in there to throw you off. So he gives you the quote of what it is. And how we know that he put in quotes that this is talking about him being a cook boy and not a noble. No, it's describing him as being dark and ugly. It's describing how he looks. How he looks. He was dark and ugly, more like a cocoa. So this man, Archibald Douglas, son of James Douglas, is described as being cocoa. This is from Wikipedia. How come you guys missed that? You guys love Wikipedia. You love it. How'd you miss this? And now my next question is, how is it that this white man, according to you, ends up with a son that's so dark he's called Coco? Can y'all explain that to me? Can y'all explain that to me? But I'm not done. I'm not done. Because guess what? Just like I told you, y'all see that number 2 right there next to Noble, the blue hyperlink? When you click on it, it takes you to where he got it. The name of this book is called A History of the Douglas, from the earliest time down to the Legislative Union of England and Scotland. And you brothers and sisters can see the blue arrow on the left-hand side of the screen. You brothers and sisters can see the blue arrow on the left-hand side of the screen. You can clearly see that that's where he got it from. Again, it's describing him as being Coco. So Archibald Douglas, the son of James Douglas, is described as being so dark he looked like he was Coco. People called him ugly. He was so dark. So how possibly could this dark cocoa-skinned man have had a white father and a mother? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. And you are asking me why I'm not debating you? And you're asking me why won't I sit down with you? And you want to know why I didn't hurry up and respond to you? Because your research is trash. That's why. That's why. But I ain't finished. I'm not finished. Let's go to the next screen. Watch this. So now from Archibald Douglas, brothers and sisters, look at the bottom of the screen. Who's Archibald Douglas's son? Archibald Douglas's son is Sir William Douglas of Nithsdale. So let's go back. Let's go back. Let's do this in order. Let's go back. So you have James Douglas, who the Dagger Squad says is a white man. When we do the research, we find out he had a son named Archibald that they said looked like Coke, was so dark they called him Coco, right? And Archibald has a son named Sir William Douglas. Y'all can see the arrow pointing to him at the bottom. Sir William Douglas of Nithsdale, brothers and sisters. Okay. What can we find out about this guy, the grandson of James Douglas? Here we have, brothers and sisters, something called the National Biography. See, I got to stop and talk to y'all again. Y'all been hearing these guys saying that we don't know what we're talking about. Y'all been hearing these guys saying that we're pseudos. Y'all been hearing these guys saying that we don't know how to research. No, we know how to research. You niggas don't know how to research. That's what it is. Y'all don't know how to research. That's why we as Israelites, a lot of times we ignore y'all. Y'all not saying nothing. You're not saying nothing. Let me continue. I don't want to digress. National Biography. This is a primary source. Left-hand side of the screen. What is the National Biography? In yellow. The Dictionary of the National Biography, DNB, is a standard work of reference on notable figures from British history. Guess what? Danyaahla didn't write this. Yeah, I didn't write this. Published from 1885. The updated Oxford Dictionary of National Biography, ODNE, was published on 23 September 2004 in 60 volumes and online with 113 biographical articles covering 54,922 lives. Let's get to the point. Dictionary of the National Biography, edited by Leslie Stevens, volume number, that's 15, right? 15. And it's going from famous people in British history from Diamond to Drake. But we dealing with Douglas. Let's go to the next slide. What have we here? Douglas, Sir William, Lord of Nithsdale. This is the grandson of James Douglas. Let's read and see what it says. He died in 1392. He was the illegitimate son of Archibald, 3rd Earl of Douglas, who we just proved was so dark they called him Coco. Himself the illegitimate son of the good Sir James. For comeliness and bravery, he was a worthy descendant of such ancestors, and the historians of the period described him as inheriting several of the personal features of his grandfather. He had his grandfather's features. What features did he have? Let's keep reading. Being large-boned, of a great strength, tall, erect, bearing himself with a majestic mien, yet courteous and affable, and in company even hearty and merry. He inherited the swarthy complexion of the good Sir James Douglas, and also was called the Black Douglas. So this grandson of James Douglas, who, by the way, again, the Stuart family, which King James and all of them come from, are related to these people. Hello? Again, the highlighted part. He inherited the swarthy complexion of the good Sir James Douglas and was called the Black Douglas. Brothers and sisters, they were not being called black because people were afraid of them because they were dark. They were dark because they were killing people. No, brothers and sisters, y'all see the word complexion right there? Swarthy complexion. Swarthy complexion. They're saying James Douglas's grandson was as dark as he was. Am I making that up, brothers and sisters? Y'all don't see that? Y'all don't see that? Your man Garfield had like 10 minutes in his presentation on me on this and was wrong the whole time. But don't worry, Garfield, I got some more. We're just getting started. I'm just getting started. I'm not done. Let's go to the next slide. And just in case you don't know what swarthy means, I helped you out. Webster's Dictionary since 1828, and you can go to the Etymology Dictionary. It says the same thing. Swarthy. Definition of swarthy: of dark color, complexion, or caste. So James Douglas and his son Archibald Douglas and his son William Douglas, all of them are dark. And the National Biography, which is a primary source, which was written in the 1800s, is even telling you this grandson, William Douglas, was just as dark as his grandfather, the black man, James Douglas. Am I missing something, brothers and sisters? Am I missing something? And this guy on his show, morning, noon, and night, is talking. Yo, brothers and sisters, Garfield talks about me on the show every day. And I say nothing. You know why? He's not worth it. You're a pseudo. And now everybody is seeing it. You're a pseudo. You always have been. I warned you several times that your presentation was trash. I warned you. I warned you. But I'm not done. No, I'm not done yet. No, there's more. Brothers and sisters, this is a book called When Scotland Was Jewish. Now, you might have to look at this on a bigger screen. I'm not sure if you're watching this on a cell phone. I'm not 100% sure how well you brothers and sisters are going to be able to see this. And I literally just put this presentation together in about an hour when I came home. I made screenshots of my main presentation to just make this little small presentation to show y'all today, because he's not worthy of my real presentation because he's a pseudo. Okay? This is from a book called When Scotland Was Jewish, brothers and sisters. When Scotland Was Jewish, right? We are on page 59. I'm going to read it to you. Okay? The noble Scott families first appeared in Britain around 1300 and settled on the Scottish border, Brown, 1998. One standard reference book observes that the Douglases, were one of Scotland's most powerful families. I told y'all that. And it is therefore remarkable that their origins remain obscure. Let's go down to the other highlighted part that I have down there. The name Douglas means dark stranger in Gaelic and may have originated from the Mediterranean complexions of the family's founders. So, brothers and sisters, I have to stop right there. Everywhere we are turning, whether it be the National Biography, whether it be When Scotland Was Jewish, and I have other sources I'm going to bring out shortly, everyone is telling you, when you see the word Black Douglas, it is talking about their complexion. Their complexion. I didn't make it up. This is what the PhDs are saying. This is what the primary sources are saying. So that's why I'm saying it. Okay, now let's continue. Let's go back to the second highlighted part again. The name Douglas means dark stranger in Gaelic and may have originated from the Mediterranean complexions of the family's founders. The Black Douglas is so named for their what, brothers and sisters? Dark coloring. The Black Douglases, so named for their dark coloring, were the dominant force on the borders between England and Scotland from 1300 to 1455. Family portraits attest to their ancestral Mediterranean physiognomy, okay? And Black people dwelt in the Mediterranean too, as well, okay? So everywhere we're looking, brothers and sisters, we're seeing what the scholars are saying. Am I clear, brothers and sisters? Am I clear? Am I clear? If I'm clear, brothers and sisters, please help your brother out. Put 1 in the comment board. Let me know if I'm being clear, if this is making sense to y'all. And I'll continue because I got more. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Y'all might want to share this with people everywhere after we're done. It's going to get worse. And brothers and sisters, I'm taking it easy because I got way better sources than what I'm showing. Oh, y'all said I'm clear. All praises. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Let's go. Now, y'all see the screen right there? Pseudos of a feather. Y'all know the rest, right? Y'all know the rest of the statement. Pseudos of a feather. What do I mean by this slide? Let's continue. First, brothers and sisters, I want you brothers and sisters to know something. Now, I wasn't able to. I want you brothers and sisters to listen to this. I'm hoping you brothers and sisters could hear it. If you can't hear it, let me know in the chat and I'll tell you what he said. But I'm gonna give you brothers and sisters a brief rundown, that I'm going to play it in case you can't hear it. Garfield admits, and I have the audio, he admits everything that he's been learning about Europe, he got from me. And if it wasn't for me, he would have never looked into this stuff. So how the hell are you going to come to your master teacher after I teach you this stuff and you're going to turn around and be disrespectful, man? How you going to do that? How you going to learn this history in 5 months and it took me over 26 years to learn it? How you going to do that? Anyway, let me know if y'all can hear this, family.
Example. Listen, family, what I've done, and I got to say this because a lot of people have played a lot of roles in my life in telling me things. And I want to thank Danyaahla, because if Danyaahla did not dare me or challenge me to look into King James and his blackness, there's a lot of things I would look into. He's correct. I wouldn't be.
Now, brothers and sisters, before I go any further, are y'all hearing the audio? Hit 1 in the chat if you're hearing the audio. Hit 1 in the chat if you are hearing the audio. Let me know. All praises, all praises, all praises. Let's start again. This is good. Let's start again. I want you to listen, brothers and sisters. Listen. Earlier on Facebook, this dude had the nerve to tell me he was my master teacher. No, brother, you could never find nothing. Never said I learned nothing from you. Okay? But listen to what you said about me, Garfield. Listen to what you said.
Listen, family, what I've done, and I got to say this because a lot of people have played a lot of roles in my life in telling me things. And
I played a role in your life, bro. That's what you said. I played a role in your life. Let's go. Come on.
Thank Danyaahla, because if Danyaahla did not dare me or challenge me to look into King James and his blackness, there's a lot of things I would look into. He's correct.
That's right. You learned all of it from me, and then you're going to turn around and come at me with bullshit. Because that's what you be bringing, bullshit. Let's go.
I wouldn't be interested in that Fearborn Crystal.
Right. I have a book called Fearborn's.
Listen, family.
Hold up a second. I have a book called.
Correct. I wouldn't be interested in that Fearborn Crystal.
I have a book called. Hold up a second.
I'm gonna read it.
Hold on a second, family. I have a book. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen just for a segundo. We're gonna be right back, family. We're gonna be right back. We're doing work right now. We're gonna be right back. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second. Let me show y'all something, right? Y'all see this book right here? This is what he was talking about. He said he knew nothing about this book until I told him. If y'all don't know what this book is, right? This book is where J.A. Rogers got his information from. When J.A. Rogers, hold on. Let me show y'all. We're not here to play. I got 500 books. That's another thing. This dude actually did a show saying I don't be having the books that I have. What's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with this guy? Y'all see this, family? Y'all see this right here? You see that? You see all those Negro icons on the coats of arms from J.A. Rogers' book, Nature Knows No Color Line? Y'all see that? Nature Knows No Color Line by J.A. Rogers. You know what source? One of the sources J.A. Rogers used? This book. This book. And your man said he knew nothing about it until I talked about it. So how the hell are you going to turn around and talk stuff? You sound stupid. Just because I don't say nothing, family, don't mean I don't listen. My library is official and my PowerPoints are official. It's just that sometimes these dudes is just not worth my time. They're just not. I'm sorry. Let's listen to this thing again. My bad. Let's go.
Example. Listen, family, what I've done, and I gotta say this because a lot of people have played a lot of roles in my life in telling me things, and I want to thank Danyaahla, because if Danyaahla did not dare me or challenge me to look into King James and his blackness, there's a lot of things I would look into. He's correct. I wouldn't be interested in that Fearborn Crest book. I wouldn't be, and I'm still not gonna read it. People on my team are reading it. Because I have a.
So now, did y'all hear that, film? He said he's still not going to read it. He going to argue with me, but he's not going to read it. And this is the guy that's walking around the community calling other people pseudo. Is he crazy or what? Let's continue.
Team. And that's how people correct me and check me before I put information out. I have a team to double check my info.
Your team did not double check your info, as I'm about to show you. You said you have a team that's supposed to double check your info. I'm going to show you your team did not double check your info in a minute. Let's go.
So at the end of the day, anything I put out, the team is at fault because y'all double check me and y'all ain't did a good job.
Okay, so there it is, brothers and sisters. Y'all heard that? Anything that he puts out that's incorrect, not only is he at fault, he's saying his team. Who's his team? The Dagger Squad. All them Negroes are pseudo. All of them, as I'm about to show you. Let's hear that last piece one more time, and then we're gonna move on. I ain't gonna prolong it. One more time. Let's hear that.
And y'all ain't did a good job.
No.
Let me stop.
Nope. Let's come back. Let's come back. Let's hear that again.
So at the end of the day, anything I put out, the team is at fault because y'all double check me and y'all ain't did a good job. Let me stop.
So y'all heard that, right? He threw his team under the bus. If he puts out information that's not correct, not only is he pseudo, but he said his team is at fault. Welp.
Example.
All right.
Listen,
all right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. This is a little snippet from his PowerPoint presentation that he did, right? Now, I want you brothers and sisters to give me 1 second. I want to make sure I'm on the right slide. I am absolutely on the right slide. Yep. So let's go back into the slideshow. My bad. I just want to make sure I'm going in order. I want you brothers and sisters to listen to this dude. Just listen to him. Just listen. Just listen.
Let's take a look here. At the time of his father's death, James Douglas was probably not yet in his teens. Barber is so often the case, provides our only description of him. The portrait he paints is of a lean, broad-shouldered, thin face, his inordinately pale skin.
Brothers and sisters, let's stop right there. Y'all see what?
Let's take a look here. At the time of his father's death, James Douglas was probably not yet in his teens. Barber is so often the case, provides our only description of him. The portrait he paints is of a lean, broad-shouldered, thin face, his inordinately pale skin, contrasting starkly with.
So let's stop right there for a second. So what Garfield did was Garfield went and found some pseudo information. I already proved, for those of y'all that have been on the call, the live stream for the last 30 minutes, I already proved the Douglas family of Scotland was black. I already proved that. This dude went and found some pseudo nonsense somewhere and is using that and ignoring all the other stuff. That's what he's doing. But I want to show you something. I'm going to show you something, how bad his scholarship is. Look how bad it is. Watch.
This is extraordinarily dark hair, pale skin, not a black man. So as of today, Danyaahla, stop saying Black Douglas is a black man. We have a problem.
Well, then if I stop saying Black Douglas is a black man, let's go backwards. Let's go backwards just a little bit. Stay with me, family. If I stop saying Black Douglas is a black man, then guess what? This article is wrong from Wikipedia. This is wrong from this book. This is wrong from the National Biography. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. It's all wrong, according to you. Come on, man. Stop playing.
Example. Let's take a look here.
All right. So, brothers and sisters, this is the book that he got that crap from. Another pseudo slide in Garfield's presentation. And he used this book. The name of the book is called Bannockburn, and it's by David Cornell. And on page 73, as you brothers and sisters can see in the video, on the right-hand side, second paragraph, that's what he was reading when he was talking. At the time of his death, his father's death, James Douglas was probably not yet in his teens. Barber, as is so often the case, provides our only description of him. The portrait he paints is of a lean, broad-shouldered, thin-faced figure, his inordinately pale skin. So, this author, despite all the primary sources and resources that are out there, this author says that the Douglas or James Douglas was pale-skinned. First of all, brothers and sisters, I need for y'all to pay attention. Stay with me. Pay attention. This is not a primary source. This book is not a primary source. This author is quoting another author named Barber, brothers and sisters. That's what he's doing. Barber never said James Douglas was pale. So this author lied. Barber never said James Douglas was pale. This author lied. Now let me go ahead and prove it. Watch. Now, remember earlier, for those of y'all that was on the video earlier, remember earlier we found out that Neb Atan Ka came in my inbox asking me questions that he stole from Wikipedia. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Well, guess what? I caught Garfield red-handed doing the same thing. The same thing. He went to Wikipedia, looked up an article on James Douglas, and as y'all can see with that blue arrow right there on the right-hand side, y'all see those little blue hyperlinks right there? Those are the sources that the person that wrote this Wikipedia article used. And one of the sources that they used was this book right here called Bannockburn. And in this book, this author says that Barber was quoted as saying James Douglas was pale. So what I did was I went to what Barber wrote himself. Brothers and sisters, this is called The Bruce. It's a poem, okay? And as you brothers and sisters can see on the left-hand side of your screen, this is by John Barber. So we're not dealing with secondhand information no more. Your author said that Barber said that James Douglas was pale. So I went to the poem itself, brothers and sisters, as you can see. When you go to the right-hand side at the top, you see that this is on page 16 of this book, which I have, right? And you can see at the top, it's about Douglas. He's comparing James Douglas to a man by the name of Hector. Okay. When you look down at line 384, you'll see in Weissage, he was some deal gray. So now, stay with me. Stay with me. So the first thing that we proved was, let's go back, doing this in increments, Barber never described the Douglas as being pale-skinned. He never described him as being pale-skinned. Never did. That's a lie. Barber said that James Douglas, his visage, your visage is your face. He described James Douglas's face as being some deal gray. Some deal gray. So now, Garfield, for the last, I don't know, like 3-4 months or since whenever he gave his presentation, he's been mocking me on social media saying he's never saw anybody with a gray face before. So now, all that information I just showed you about the Douglas family being black, that's out the window because of this right here. Or maybe not. Let's go to the next slide. Just stay with me, family. I got this. I got this. This is light work. Now, first thing I want you brothers and sisters to notice is real versus fake. On the left-hand side, the author is quoted as saying that Barber said that James Douglas had pale skin. When we actually come to the quote in the book, he described him as having a gray visage, a gray visage. So now we have to deal with this gray visage. What is that talking about? How interesting. Let's go. Ancient and Modern Britons is a source that I use because it goes a lot into these things. It's a source that I use. It's not my main source, but it is a source that I use, right? So when you come to Ancient and Modern Britons, David McRitchie quoted what Barber said. I want you to pay attention, right? I'm going to start right here where it says but it is only with Barber's description of his complexion, talking about James Douglas. As a matter of fact, let's start up. We'll make sure that we're talking about the same thing. Sir James Douglas inherited the blood of his swarthy ancestors. We already proved the word swarthy means dark. We already proved that. However, we got to deal with this gray thing. We got to deal with this gray thing. Stay with me. This is going to get good. It's going to get good. Whether he was a lineal descendant of the 8th century Douglas or not, quite likely he was not, but only a scion of the same tree. Okay, where am I at? Right. Barber has enough to say of him from the days of his youthful thoughtlessness in Paris down to his gallant death in Spain. But it is only with Barber's description of his complexion. So when you hear somebody referring to James Douglas as being a black Douglas, brothers and sisters, we've seen it over and over and over again. It's talking about his complexion that we have to do here. And he said, and this, he says, was some deal gray. So David McRitchie is actually quoting the primary source where it describes Douglas as being gray-faced, right? So Garfield thought he had me with that. He thought he had me with that. He thought he had me, right? Watch this. Once again, the Bible sure didn't lie. This is an interaction that I had with him today. So he's on my page, and he comes back and doubles down and tells me some deal gray means pale faced, brothers and sisters. Some deal gray means pale faced. That's what he says. And so he says David McRitchie, his scholarship, LOL. That's why I started off this whole presentation with Proverbs 17 verse 28. Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed as a man of understanding. Brothers and sisters, it is time for us to go back to grade school. Grade school for deep dummies. The Dagger Squad, and it's nothing personal. Like when I see him and we see each other, ain't no hatred there, but they're deep dummies. Meaning you don't know a damn thing, but you swear to God you're deep. So we call you a deep dummy, okay? We're going to take the deep dummies back to grade school. Colors 101 for deep dummies. We're going to learn about colors, brothers and sisters, because our good esteemed scholar says gray means pale. That's what he said. Okay. Brothers and sisters, this is gray. These are the many colors of gray. You have gray. You have shadow. Shadow is not pale. You have graphite. You have iron. Iron is in the gray family. That's not pale. You have pewter. You have cloud. Cloud is pale. Silver. Silver is pretty pale. You have smoke. Smoke is in the gray family. Slate is in the gray family. Anchor is in the gray family. Ash is in the gray family. Porpoise is in the gray family. Dove is in the gray family. Fog is in the gray family. Flint is in the gray family. Charcoal is in the gray family. Pebble is in the gray family. Lead is in the gray family. Coin is pale. It's in the gray family. And fossil is in the gray family. All righty. Let's move on to the next slide. Who told him that gray means pale? All those shades that you see on your screen, all those shades are gray. All of them. You must have flunked in grade school for you to think that gray can only be pale. Who told you that? Charcoal is in the gray family. Charcoal is not pale. Let's go to the next slide. Brothers and sisters, what have we here? Meet Kudia Diop, stunning charcoal black African model. But brothers and sisters, charcoal is not in the black family. Charcoal is in the gray family. It's in the gray family. Kudia Diop is gray-faced. Why? Because she is charcoal, and charcoal is in the gray family, brothers and sisters. Charcoal is in the gray family. So she's called charcoal. She would consider gray-faced. This is grade school. This is elementary stuff. Elementary stuff. So everything is lining up now. We're seeing in the national biography that the Douglas family was black. We saw it on Wikipedia that Archibald, the son of the Douglas, was black. We saw that when Scotland was Jewish, the Douglas family was black. Now we're seeing where Barber described James Douglas as being gray-faced, but gray-faced doesn't necessarily mean light or pale. Gray-faced can mean extremely dark and charcoal, like that sister right there, because charcoal is in the gray family, brothers and sisters. But I'm not done yet. I'm not done. Let's continue. This is why Barber and Goscroft are mentioned together in ancient and modern Britons. He mentions them together because McRitchie is using gray because he knows gray is black or dark. He knows that. Pay attention. Let's come down. Let's read the highlighted part again. It says, and this, he says, was some deal gray, talking about, let's go back up a little bit. But it is only with Barber's description of his complexion that we have to do here. And this, he says, was some deal gray, his hair being black, as already stated. Goscroft remarks that he is to have been of a black and swart complexion, an expression somewhat stronger than what that was used by Barber. This dusky-skinned earned for him, the historians, the title, the Black Douglas. So the reason why McRitchie put Barber and Goscroft together in his book is because he's letting you know that they're both using different words to describe the same thing about James Douglas, that he was dark-skinned. Because gray does not mean pale. Gray comes in many colors, including charcoal. And the reason why he has it lined up with what Goscroft says, because he's letting you know it's not just any gray, it's a dark gray. He's letting you know that what Barber was saying was the same thing that Goscroft said. Did I miss something? I don't know. I don't know. These guys. So what am I missing, brothers and sisters? What did I miss? What did I miss? I mean, I could keep going on, but what for? What for? Now your man gonna probably do like 6 hours live streaming on me tomorrow, like I give a damn. And I went absolutely light, brothers and sisters. I went light. I went. Let me. I have my PowerPoint that I had for him is over 200 slides. Over 200. I only just gave y'all about 34. I have over 200 slides with all the errors that he made. He made a lot. So my thing is, you're calling me out to debate. You on my page. Matter of fact, let me show y'all my page. Hold on a second. I'm gonna show y'all my page. I'm gonna show y'all how your brother priest Danyaahla work. Watch this, y'all family. Y'all gonna enjoy this. You're gonna enjoy this. And I'm gonna get out of here after this. You're gonna enjoy this. You're gonna enjoy this. Watch this. Watch this. You're gonna enjoy this. Watch this. Let me come to my page. You got the right one. You got the right one. You see? You were better off, you know, and you called me out. You called me out. You talked about me first on your show, going back. Now, I want y'all to see something I did earlier, because everything I do is strategic. Everything I do. So I never talk about he played chess. So do I. So do I. Watch this. Now, this is a post I made earlier. Right? Okay, nope. Somebody shared it. Let's keep going down. Here we go. Here we go. Right here. Okay. This is a post I made earlier. What I did, brothers and sisters, was I baited him into an argument because I know the dumb statements he's been making. So I baited him into an argument so that I could have a reason to go in on him today because he talks about me every day. So I just needed a reason. So I gave myself a reason. Brothers and sisters, this is an interaction that we had earlier on Facebook, right? So I called him out because I wanted to debate him. I said, so let me get this straight, Garfield. The Al-Yehudu or the Yehuda tablets are proof that Israel was not in captivity under the Babylonians. He was saying that earlier on the show. That is nonsense. And so what I did was I laughed at him, right? And then I told him to please hurry up and put his book out. Because what we're gonna do, we're gonna have a peer review party on my channel when he puts his book out, and we're gonna tear that thing up. We're gonna tear it up. If his scholarship is anything like this, when he puts his book out, he is finished. Okay? Now, and I said, oh, and since you talk about me every day on your show, the book that you used in your presentation, the author told a bold-faced lie. More on that later. And I just showed you that Barber never said nothing about James Douglas being pale. That's a lie. That was a lie. Okay? So I called him out. Now, let's look at some of the interactions because he came on here. He came on here. Watch. Let's see. We got to go to the earlier comments because everybody was coming. Everybody was going in on it earlier. So let's read some of the comments. Let's have a good time, right? Let's see. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Here we go. Okay. He asked me, what is this, a cruel joke? Yeah, but the joke's on you, buddy. The joke's actually on you. So then he comes back. Oops, I went too far. 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 I'm back. Okay. Hold up 1 second. So he comes and says something about Ron Shields, which is divine prospect, right? So then he comes on there and he says, step up and debate me now if you ain't no coward. No, I'm your teacher. We just heard it. I'm your teacher. So we're not debating. You need to get your ass in class. 877-53-LIONS. 877-53-LIONS. Get your ass in class because you don't know a damn thing. All right? He told me, don't run. I already showed you how pseudo you already failed me. No, you made a presentation that was full of errors, and I just chose not to respond to you because it was that bad. And now today, everybody's seeing it. Everybody's now seeing why I didn't rush to respond to you. What for? You know what I'm saying? What else we have here? Let me see. What else do we have here? It was a nice little. Okay, so this is what he did. He threw the book up on. He threw Ancient and Modern Britons up on it because he thought he had something. I baited him. He did exactly what I wanted him to do, right? And then he comes back on here and he puts the quote from Barber again that he didn't even understand. He did not even understand. He didn't even understand because he doesn't know his basic colors from elementary school. He doesn't know what gray is, right? And so this is where I got that that screenshot that I used, right? He told me Barber is the primary. You get that and come back. No, I already had it, and I understand what some deal gray is. I understand the different colors of gray. You don't. Now you're telling me. Then he says to me, "Call Sonetta. Let's go live now." No, we don't have to go live. You need to. I need to go on Sonetta. You need to be there in the audience at home with your notebook out, taking notes because you're my student. That's what you need to do. And then you see right here, he said some deal gray is pale. We're all gonna laugh at that now because that's not what it is, obviously. All right. So this is what's going on, brothers and sisters. I hope that you brothers and sisters learned something today. I hope so. Like I said, tomorrow he's gonna live stream about me for like 6 hours, and he's probably gonna live stream about me for the next month. Every single day. But I need for him to understand something. What I've been doing in my presentations, I'm taking a lot of snippets of stuff you say so that when I prove you wrong, I got you saying it. So be careful what you say, Garfield, and don't be so sure that what you're presenting, what you think you're presenting is right, because you never know. You made a lot of errors in that presentation, a whole lot. And listen, there's some other fire coming from you too. I'm not at liberty to say, and it ain't coming from me. There's a whole lot of other fire coming from you. But what we want, We want you to put your book out. You're talking about, oh, when you put your book out, it's going to be a wrap. No, listen to me. Let me stop sharing my screen. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me, brother. Listen to me. I'm pleading with you. I want you to put your book out. I want you to put your book out. You know why? I'm going to buy it. And I'm going to sit down, and then we're going to do another PowerPoint on your book. Remember what you did to Shaka? Remember that? You thought it was funny, right? Even though I don't rock with Shaka, but you thought mocking his book was funny, right? Because see, what it is that brother had the guts, the balls to put a book out. Whether his book was right or wrong, he stands by the convictions of what he believes. You mocked Lord Abba when he put his book out, right? You mocked Zion Lex when he put his book out, right? So you run around and get everybody's book. Everybody has at least the strength, the balls to write books and stand on what they believe. You run around attacking everybody's information and you don't put your own information out. Well, guess what? You keep talking about that you're putting a book out. Now you got to put it out. And we're going to do to you what you did to everybody else. So you better make sure, hey, you need a new team. You said if you get something wrong, your team is at fault. You need a new team. Your team is not good. They're not good. All right? Family, that's it for me. I had a good time. I had a good time. Shout out to my brother, Divine Prospect. Yeah, DD the blue collar scholar, right? We can't wait to read his book. Listen, bro, when he put his book out, we're going to have a premiere. We're going to have a party on my channel, okay? Peer review party. That's what we're going to call it, a peer review party. We all going to come on. Myself, I'm going to invite Divine Prospect, Zion Lex, Captain Cesariak, anybody that wants to come on. We all going to come on, and we all going to have a copy of that book. We all going to get it. We're going to support the black man. We're going to support the black man. And we're going to get that book, right? And we're going to read it, and then we're going to come on, and we're going to have a party, right? And we're going to do to you what you did, what you've been doing to everybody else. You sat down and watched every one of my presentations and did a presentation on it. Why do you think I baited you to go first? I baited you to go first because it's your turn to feel how it feels when somebody starts picking apart your information. Hey, what did D'Angelo say? How does it feel? How does it feel? Anyway, family, I hope y'all got something out of that. Hey, Hebrews in the Hood. Shout out to my man. Shout out to my, now look at this weak shit, right? Look at this weak shit. I'm about to get out of here, family. But look at this weak shit, right? Yo, your man, when he found out I was gonna go live, right? Your man ran. He talks about I'm in my emotions, right? He did a presentation months ago and I didn't even respond to it. That's how emotional I am. I didn't even respond to it. I posted a link that I was going to go live this evening. Your man ran like damn Usain Bolt. He ran to do a live stream because he's not confident in his information. His information is bullshit. And now he just comes in my chat and puts another link. He's about to go live again. You weak, bro. You weak. Nobody give a damn about what you're talking about. You're weak. You're weak. Anyway, brothers and sisters, no, I didn't go first. When I made my presentation, I was talking to Shaka. I wasn't talking to you. What your weak behind did, your weak pseudo no scholarship behind did, what you did was you watched my presentation with Shaka and you jumped into our argument. And me and Shaka was already finished. You jumped into our argument. Remember, somebody sent me a link that you were talking about me on your show months ago, and that's why I came on there. And then you told me you was going to go on Sunday and do a presentation. I didn't call you out. Me and you wasn't talking. You're a liar. Me and you wasn't talking. So I didn't go first. I wasn't talking to you. But what I did do was I made you go first so I could see what you got, and I realized you don't have nothing. And I went light today. You think that's all I have? Never all I have. I got more than 200 slides for you, bro. I'm just like to let you talk, and I take snippets from your show, you know what I'm saying, and snippets from here and snippets from there with you talking so that I can laugh while I'm showing that you didn't know what the hell you was talking about. It's just that simple. Anyway, let him go ahead and do what he got to do. Hey, he could make 5 shows. Guess what that does? All his audience is going to come watch the show that I did today, and they're going to see that he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. That's all. And if he come back with a rebuttal, and I feel like it, I'll rebut the rebuttal. Because he trash. You trash, King. You trash. You heard? Anyway, brothers and sisters, I'm about to get out of here. It's 9:30. I think it's time for me to spend some time with myself. get something to eat, go to bed, relax. This is light work, man. Listen, family, our main priority is to wake up the 12 tribes of Israel. Oh, I can't wait for him to bring out that stuff about the Al Yehuda tablets. I was looking into that stuff today, because if he think that all I know is about King James, no, I want you to bring out that thing with the Al Yehuda tablets. I can't wait, but I want it to be in your book, so you got to stand on it. You said that's the proof that Israel wasn't in captivity in Babylon. That's what you said. We're gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna hold you to that. All right. With that being said, brothers and sisters, I'm out of here. If you feel like what I presented today was helpful to you, brothers and sisters, put one in the chat and let me know. Let me know what I said. Basically, I want to make sure that it made sense to y'all. I know I went fast and I know I went over a lot. You may have to watch it again. But if it made sense to y'all, brothers and sisters, put one in the chat and let me know it made sense to y'all. All praises to the Most High, family. This is the truth. We've been telling y'all. And I want y'all to understand something, right? I can't take no credit from knowing this history. Like a lot of the stuff I did learn on my own, but the elders laid the foundation. They were way ahead of their time on this information before there was an internet. That's another clown thing that dude be saying. Another clown thing that he says is that I be taking my stuff from websites. My man, I've been in the truth since 1992. There was no internet. And I have all those books. These websites are recent. They're using information that we were teaching in the 90s. What are you talking about? Now, I may grab a screenshot from a website if I don't feel like taking screenshots with my phone from a book, especially if I have the book. And it's easier just for me to download an image than to take an image from with my cell phone, have to upload it, then crop it and put the right lighting on it, all other bullshit. I'd rather just grab it from a website if it's already available on the website, already color corrected, etc. I'll grab it. But if you're saying that come on, man, are you crazy? I can't take credit for none of this. This comes from the elders. The elders laid the foundation and pointed in the direction of where to look. And these dudes didn't know nothing about this in the 90s. Like I said, I brought out on Saturday at camp. The Israelites are the ones that brought out that Cesare Borgia's the image of Christ. We brought that out. Nobody was teaching that before the Israelites in the 90s. Who was teaching that? Who was teaching that? Huh? We brought that stuff out. And so it was passed down to me from the elders, and I'm passing it on to you, brothers and sisters. And I have more. Trust me, I have more. I promise you, brothers and sisters, I know I haven't really put out the PowerPoints that y'all been asking me for, but every now and then I just come forward, number one, to make examples out of people, and number two, to show y'all when we say we got the information, we got the information. When we tell you that these people were black, they were black. They were black, period. With that being said, brothers and sisters, I love y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me rambling on today. And I'll be back later on in the week with some more important information than this, because it's all about raising up the 12 tribes of Jacob and of Israel so that we can get the hell up out of here. It's all about teaching our people to repent, keep the law, statutes, and commandments. This is not the purpose that the Most High brought me into the truth, to teach history all the damn time, although y'all flood my inbox with inquiries about history, which is cool. This is not really why the Most High brought me in. The Most High brought me in to teach the word, to teach repentance to Israel. That's why I'm here. However, I know where I come from. And like I always tell you, brothers and sisters, when I was 16 years old, I left the Bible alone because I felt like the churches were full of you know what. And so I became a 5%er from the age of 16 to 19. And so a lot of this pseudo stuff that these guys are saying, I was saying back then. All right. And the Most High opened my eyes to this history eventually. You see what I'm saying? And so some of the stuff may be a stumbling block for some of you brothers and sisters, or people that you know. I do this information so that you can use it for yourself. And if you know somebody else that might be struggling with dealing with the Bible because they think it's a white man's book, and they think the people that translated the Bible were white people, you know, that's why I do these videos, to kind of help y'all with that. All right. And I have a whole bunch more, man. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want another PowerPoint on Sunday, I might do another one for y'all on Sunday and just crush this dude some more, just for fun. Just for fun. I don't know. Or maybe I'll go into something else. I have a bunch of other stuff I need to go into. All right, family. That's it. I'm rambling. It means it's time for me to go. I love y'all. On your way out, show your brother some love. Hit the like button. Hit the share button on social media. And let other people see this video so that they can see what it is we're dealing with. We are in the truth, brothers and sisters. Never give up. The Bible says he that endureth to the end, the same shall be what? Saved. You have to endure in this thing. And it's going to get tough. And these attacks on the Bible are premeditated. They've been doing this. They've been doing this. When you go back and you read in the book of Revelation, I believe it's the 2nd chapter, when it speaks about the doctrine of the Nicolaitans. It's either Revelation 2 or Revelation 3. I'm winging it. When it speaks about the doctrine of the Nicolaitans, ever since the apostles were on the scene, up until today, you've always had our own people. Forget about the Romans. Forget about America. You've always had our own people that have fought against the Most High's word, his prophets, his apostles, and his teachers. There's nothing new. And in order for us to gain the kingdom, we must suffer like Christ Yahushua suffered. So we have to be hated. We have to be mocked. We have to be doubted. We have to be all these things. It's all part of prophecy. So it's all good. Like, it doesn't really bother me, brothers. Don't let it bother you. Just stay focused. This is the truth. If you're not, last thing I'm going to say before I get out of here, and I live by this. If there's something you don't understand, that doesn't mean this is not the truth. This truth is all about patience. Something you don't understand today, the Most High could open your understanding on it a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. I've been around a long time, and there's still things that I'm just finding out. So it's an ever learning thing until, until the end. So just because you don't know something, or you can't get the answer to something right away, or because you hear one of these pseudos teaching some nonsense, doesn't mean that this is not the truth. It just means that you have to keep searching. And when it's your time, the Most High will put the answer in your path for you to get the answer, because there are answers for everything. Everything. That's what I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have a library of over 500 hard copy books. And on top of that, I probably have another 100, 150 ebooks or PDFs. So I have a lot of information. And, when I go through these books, sometimes some of them are volumes, like big, huge volume books, 500 and 600 pages. You know what I'm saying? I could never read everything from cover to cover. So what it is that sometimes when I come back to these books and, look for new information, I find out things I didn't know. So it's an ever learning thing. And sometimes my own questions are answered eventually from studies and research. I love y'all. I hope I helped y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. 877-53 Lions. If you want to come and learn, get up with Lions of Israel. 877-53 Lions. Our website is www.thelionsofisrael.com. It's your brother. Love y'all. See y'all later.